If you see me looking this way, it's because I have my desktop right here and I have a bunch of talking points. I don't really write down what I'm going to say. I just have talking points. All right. So number one, the first thing I want to say, you attract better when you're not trying to prove you are worthy. A lot of times when you go through a breakup or you're done talking to somebody, you end up trying to prove to that person that you're worthy, that they left something valuable. You're trying to prove that individual wrong, or it could be whoever. It doesn't have to even be relationships. It could just be like some people that just don't believe in you. But you know that you're healed when it goes from the motivation went from trying to prove to that person when it's no longer that. You're trying to prove it to yourself now. Now you want to see what the best version of you looks like, right? And it happens like gradually over time. Because a lot of people say, man, like you be in the gym and I'm motivated by betrayal, by, the things that hurt me. Because it's like, man, I'm going to show them, I'm going to prove it. And then like slowly over time, it just becomes now you're doing it for yourself. And it's a process. Like it takes time. That's not going to happen overnight. But again, you attract better when you're not trying to prove you are worthy. Second point I have, bare minimum isn't effort. A lot of people, they don't need a lot when it comes to relationships, right? But just because you're not high maintenance and just because you don't require much does not mean that you have to accept the bare minimum. Energy never lies. If it feels off, it is off. All right. Listen to your instincts. Listen to that gut feeling. 9 times out of 10, you are correct. A lot of people get in situations where now they're just settling. They're doing stuff that they don't really want to be doing, but they're doing it anyways, right? So never accept the bare minimum. If the energy feels off, it's off. All right, next one I have, man, mixed signals is a no. If somebody ever tells you that they need time, they need space, they just need to figure themselves out, they just need their freedom, whatever they tell you, then that just means they're not interested in you. They're just not feeling you like that. That's all that means. Mixed signals is a no. And you never want to be a placeholder. You never want to be somebody's backup plan. All right. A lot of times what I see this a lot is that people, they're in relationships and you're not even that person's first choice. Okay, well, how do you know if you're somebody's first choice? How they interact with you. Are they like excited to see you? If you text her, does she text back in a timely fashion? Are you the person that's always driving to her, or is she willing to pull up on you? Okay, when you guys go out to eat, is she willing to pay for her half? Or is she like, hey, I got it? Even if you cover it, because I do think as a man, you should cover it, right? And we can debate that in another video. But I'm just saying, there's a little telltale sign. If she spends money on you, dog, she's into you. If she starts picking up on your mannerisms, how you act, she starts picking up on the music you listen to or the shows you watch, or, she does things to be involved, and like, that's how you feel me? So if you're not getting that kind of behavior, chances are you're not her first choice. Over investing doesn't make you loyal. It makes you easy to play. And a lot of times we overinvest into people who are not investing back into us. Stop investing in people that don't invest into you. Stop watering people that aren't watering you. Stop supporting people that don't support you. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you got to be selfish, and not selfish in the sense that you can't help people, but stop going above and beyond for people who would not do the same for you. Stop being the person that they know that they can always come to you and you're just always there. Because that's where they're going to put you. If somebody can, if they know that you're always going to be there, then there's no incentive for them to act right. Because they're like, yeah, they're always going to be there. If she's really insecure, there is a high chance that she's doing stuff behind your back. People project onto you what they're doing. So if they're always wanting to check your phone, see your location, know where you're at, it's one thing to have a line of communication and have an understanding. And it's another thing when you're constantly wondering and worrying what the other person is doing. That is a red flag, and that is a clear indication that they are doing something behind your back. Because why are you even projecting this type of energy into your orbit, to your space? Why are you putting this type of energy out into the world? That should tell you all you need to know. Man, yo, listen. I might hurt some people's feelings with this. It just is what it is. Every woman is not going to be a wife. Every man is not going to be a husband. You need 304s. You need girls to do what they do. You feel me? And you need guys to do what they do too. This goes both ways. But, you got to understand, some girls don't want to be saved. The reason that I make this type of content is because majority of my 20s, I was trying to keep my little family together, okay? It wasn't until I was like 27 where I was like, okay, it's just me. Now I got to figure out like what I'm doing. I'm 29 now. I'm about to leave to the military. I feel like I'm just now like seeing what is out here, right? Because most of my 20s, I had my daughter at 19, okay? So from like 19 to like 27, I was consumed and going back and forth. As a father, I want to be able to give people advice. I look at myself and I consider myself a very strong person. I have a lot of wisdom and I see what a relationship can do to you. People lose themselves. This is another thing too. If you knew everything that she has done in the past, would you take her as serious as you take her? And again, this goes both ways. All right. And when I talk about stuff, there's generalities, there's majorities, there's exceptions. Nothing is ever 100% the same for everybody. That's why she's not going to tell you everything that she's done. And mind you, I don't even like, for me, it's not even, I don't even care about what you've done in the past. It's just, I don't want to take you to the Timberwolves game. I don't want to go to the steakhouse. I don't want to take you somewhere and everybody has a story about you. Everybody's seen you naked. Everybody got videos of you and seen you. And I just don't want that. I don't want that. All right. And so that's why she's not going to tell you everything that she's done. Right. And if you knew everything that she's done, I mean, would you still take her serious? It's a real thing. And it's a deal breaker for me if my friend has been with you, or you know anybody that's close to me, that's too close to me, that's too close to home for me, and I would be uncomfortable with it, and I would let that slide. Again, I don't care what people do. You could be a stripper, you could be an OnlyFans content creator, you know what I'm saying? You could be in the porn industry. I don't care what you do. It's how you go about it, right? Like, live your truths, be what you want, but don't manipulate, don't make people feel like you want something that you don't want. Don't lie. And a lot of times people, you know, they're not going to be truthful with you and upfront because it doesn't behoove them. My whole past relationship, none of it was real. And that was the hardest pill that I had to swallow. You know that movie? He's like, you ain't no cop, Jay Reed. You ain't no cop.
You a cop? All I wanted to do was be there for you, dog.
That is your choice.
All I did was be there for you. That's all I did. Huh, Jay Reed? You ain't no cop.
You remember that movie? That's what I was trying to wrap my head around, because it's like you think that you know somebody and then you find all this stuff out and now it becomes invalid because you were dealing with somebody the whole time that you was dealing with me. So none of it was real. And like, that was the toughest thing that I had to swallow, bro. Like, when you find out all this stuff and, you know, people say, don't go through the phone. Hey, go through the phone, big dog. Listen, go through the phone because you can go through mine. I don't care. You got to understand, you know, there's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, dating apps, Tinder, whatever. There's going to be a new app. There's always something, right? And so, you know, I just feel like as a man, you got to know the people that are in a woman's orbit, because as soon as something goes wrong between you guys, she's going to go to that person in that orbit. She's going to go to this person or that person or that person. So you just got to know, to be aware of this. Stop trying to smash every girl that you're cool with. Big dog, listen, stop trying to smash every girl that you, bro. There's people that you could have been real good friends with, but because you guys had a little thing here and there, like, now you can't even have like that good relationship. You're going to learn more about female nature. You'll learn more about how they move, what they do, just by being friends. Be careful who you give your energy. You can't give your energy to everybody. Man, people are leeches. And the older I get, the more I'm realizing this, because when you stop dealing with certain individuals, your spirit is better, your energy is better. It's like a dark cloud. It gets removed when you stop dealing with certain people. And that is not a coincidence, right? Some people you were not meant to mix with. Okay. And so when you have sex with people, there's so much that's going on that even I don't understand. And I'm not going to speak on it because I don't want to just say stuff that I don't fully understand. But I can tell you right now that when you stop dealing with certain people, it's not a coincidence that your energy and your aura and everything just comes back to you. And that is a real thing. People are leeches. And don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. You don't owe anything to anybody. Okay, so this whole imposter syndrome that people feel and have sometimes because you're trying to live up to who you were a couple years ago and people might know you for this or for that, you can always reinvent yourself and change. And the problem is, you know, some people, they see you how they see you. So they're never going to accept, you know, this level up and you doing something different, but those aren't your people anyways. Biggest thing that I want you guys to take from this is that people aren't against you. People are for themselves. People are opportunists. You know, self-preservation is always going to come first. Naturally, that's human nature. So people are always going to look out for themselves. That doesn't make you a bad person. People can be selfish. People can be assholes, but that don't make you necessarily a bad person. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, if people are more honest and upfront, and as a man, you got to be able to see these signs. So I hope you were able to take something from this. 2025 for me was about becoming undeniable. I don't know what my slogan for 2026 is going to be yet, but I am going to the military. So I'll probably be doing a lot more military content versus like relationships and stuff. But yo, I'm wishing everybody success. Much love, blessings, 1% better every day. Yo, we got this. You got it. It always gets better. No matter what you're going through, just know it always gets better. All right. I'll see y'all on the next one.